Hey creative friends, welcome to my channel Creatively Expressive. My name is Amy and today's video is a collaboration with burlapfabric.com. They sent me some products to try and I'm going to use them to create some Easter DIYs for you guys. If you guys are new to my channel, welcome. I'm so glad you found me and I hope you'll consider becoming a part of my creative family by subscribing to my channel. And also don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're notified every time I upload a new video. Now without any further ado, let's get into the crafting. For project number 1, I'm using this 18 by 18 canvas pillowcase with a zipper from burlapfabric.com, this white Minky fabric from burlapfabric.com, and this green Waverly fabric that I already had in my fabric stash. I went online and I found a bunny image. I sized it to fit the pillowcase and I also made an outline of it. Then I broke it into 4 sections and I printed each section on an 8.5 by 11 inch sheet of cardstock. I'm going to cut out each section and then tape them together to make myself a cut template for the fabric. Now I'm going to place the template on the green fabric and cut out a square around it. I ironed out the wrinkles on that piece of fabric, and then I'm going to use a washable fabric marker to trace the bunny onto the fabric. Then I will cut that bunny shape out. Then I am going to cut the outline off of the template. I'm going to lay the Minky fabric out, wrong side up, and then place the bunny template on it with the back side of the template facing me. I will be using the washable fabric marker to trace the template onto the back of the Minky fabric and then cut that bunny out. Now I'm going to be using this fabric fusion glue to glue the bunnies onto the pillowcase. For the green fabric, I painted on a thin layer of the glue on the back side of the green fabric, and then I placed it on the pillowcase and pressed it down. For the white fabric, I was having trouble painting the glue on, so I tried squeezing it directly onto the fabric. I outlined the bunny with the glue and then I did lines of glue in the center of the bunny. Then I smoothed out the glue lines with a paintbrush. I should have just stuck with the outlines on the bunny but not the center because you can see the glue lines once I flip the bunny over. Now I'm going to take light pink embroidery thread and use it to sew a blanket stitch around the edge of the white bunny. And you can search on YouTube to find a good tutorial on how to sew a blanket stitch. It's pretty simple. I'm going to push the threaded needle through the back of the main fabric right along the edge of the white bunny. Then I will push the needle through the white fabric slightly above and to the right of where I originally pulled the thread through the fabric. needle is on the inside of the pillowcase again, and I will push it back through the pillowcase right below the last stitch. You can see that I didn't pull the thread all the way tight yet, and that is so I can thread my needle through the loose loop before pulling it tight. This will give me a little L-shaped stitch. Now the next stitch will be slightly above and to the right of the last stitch. Then I leave the thread loose again and I bring up another stitch from inside the pillowcase right below the previous stitch. Then I thread the needle through the loop and pull it tight, and I have a second L stitch. And I will just repeat this process until I run out of thread. When I am almost out of thread, I'm going to lock in that last stitch I made by pushing the needle through the fabric right next to the last stitch and pushing the needle to the inside of the pillowcase. Then I will tie off my thread by threading it through one of the stitches on the inside of the case and making a knot. And I like to make 3 knots just to make sure that it's secure. Now I'm going to start a new piece of embroidery thread by making my first stitch in the same place that I made the last stitch with the old piece of thread. And I will just repeat this process of sewing my blanket stitch around the entire white bunny. Now that I am back to where I started, I am going to lock the last stitch that I made in by pushing the needle through the fabric right next to the last stitch and pushing the needle to the inside of the pillowcase. Then I will tie off my thread by threading it through one of the stitches on the inside of the case and making a knot. Now I'm going to use some white embroidery thread to sew a blanket stitch around the green bunny, repeating the same steps that I made with the white bunny and the pink thread. Now I'm going to make a basic bow with this linen cotton ribbon that I got from burlapfabric.com. I'm going to cut a 14-inch piece and then form it into an awareness ribbon shape. Then I'm going to pinch it together at the center and tie some jute twine around the center. Then I will use some embroidery thread to sew the bow to the bunny's neck. Now the pillowcase is done, and all I need to do is fill it with this insert pillow that I got from Amazon. What do you guys think? I will be sure to provide links to all the supplies that I used in the description box below. For project number 2, I am going to dress up this burlap table runner from burlapfabric.com. First, I am going to take this bunny ribbon that I got from Hobby Lobby and pin it to the edge of the table runner. Then I'm going to use my sewing machine to sew it to the table runner. If you don't have a sewing machine, you could also use the fabric glue that I used in the previous project to glue the ribbon to the table runner, or maybe even hot glue it if you wanted. So right now I'm sewing along the outside edge of the ribbon. Then when I finish sewing along the outside edge, I will sew down the inside edge. I made sure to cut the ribbon a little longer than the table runner, and I'm going to fold over the extra over the end and to the back of the runner and sew that down. Then I will sew the same ribbon along the other edge of the table runner. Now I'm going to pin and sew this pink ribbon from burlapfabric.com to the table runner on both sides about a 1/4 inch in from the bunny ribbon. Then I took that same bunny silhouette image that I found and I sized it to fit between the ribbons on the runner, and I printed it out on cardstock to use as a template. I am going to trace 2 of these bunnies on the back of the white Minky fabric from burlapfabric.com and then cut them out. Then I will pin one of the bunnies to one end of the table runner and sew it to the table runner. Again, you could also glue it to the table runner if you don't have a sewing machine. Then I'll place the 2 ends of the table runner next to each other so that I can figure out the placement for the second bunny. Then I will pin and sew that bunny to the table runner, and now this project is complete. For project number 3, I will be using a 14-inch wreath form from the Dollar Tree. This brown 4-inch by 10-yard ribbon that I got from burlapfabric.com. This pink 4-inch by 10-yard burlap ribbon that I got from burlapfabric.com. This rose ribbon that I got from Hobby Lobby, and some pipe cleaners. I'm going to fold the end of the brown ribbon in half and then cut a small hole. I cut a pipe cleaner in half, and then I am going to thread the pipe cleaner through the hole on the ribbon. Then I will use the pipe cleaner to attach the ribbon to the outer ring of the wreath form, and I am attaching it to the back side of the wreath form. Then I will cut a hole in the end of the rose ribbon and use half a pipe cleaner to attach the ribbon to the back side of the wreath form in the middle ring. Then I will use another pipe cleaner to attach the pink ribbon to the back side of the wreath form on the inner ring. Now I'm going to flip the wreath form over so that the front of the wreath form is facing me, and I'm going to pull the brown ribbon through the outer edge to form a loop. I will skip the middle ring on the wreath form and go to the inner ring and pull a loop through that inner ring. Then I will take the rose ribbon and I will use it to pull through the center ring on the wreath form. Now I will take the pink ribbon and pull a loop through the outer ring, then skip the center ring and pull a loop through the inner ring. Then I pull another loop of the rose ribbon through the center ring. And then I will go back to the brown ribbon. I will continue to alternate from brown to rose to pink to rose again until I fill up that first section on the wreath form. And it ends up that 3 rows of the brown loops, 3 rows of the pink loops, and 6 of the rose loops fit into one section on the wreath form. This is the first time I've ever made a burlap wreath, so I'm still figuring things out. So after doing the first section of the wreath, I realized that it was better if I alternated which side of the wreath form that I started each row of the solid color of ribbons on. So for example, if I started with making a loop of brown ribbon on the outer edge of the wreath form with one brown row, then the next row that I made of brown loops, I would start by making the loop on the inner edge instead of that outer edge. And then I would do the same thing with the pink ribbons. Once I have the whole wreath form filled up, I'm going to cut the ribbons, and then I will cut a hole in the centers of each of the ends. I thread a half pipe cleaner through the hole on the brown ribbon, and then I twist the pipe cleaner around the wire wreath form to secure the ribbon. Then I had enough of that pipe cleaner left over to use it to attach the ends of the other 2 ribbons to the wreath form. And now I have my very first burlap wreath. but I wanted to dress it up some more. I had some of this rose ribbon left over, so I'm going to use it to make a bow. To make the bow, I'm going to fold it into a zigzag shape. I'm showing you that I made each section of the zigzag 10 inches, but I ended up going back and making each section 11 inches so that I could use up all of the leftover ribbon. Then I found this rose ribbon at Goodwill, and I thought it was exactly the same ribbon as the one I got from Hobby Lobby. But when I got it home, I realized that it was darker than the one that I got from Hobby Lobby. I'm going to use this ribbon to make the same zigzag shape as the ribbon I made from Hobby Lobby, but I'm going to make each section on this one 9 inches long. I'm going to pinch each of the ribbons together at the centers and stack the darker ribbon on top of the lighter one. And then I'm going to attach them together by twisting a pipe cleaner around the center. Then I'm going to hot glue a pipe cleaner to the back of the bow. To cover up the pipe cleaner in the center, I'm going to take another piece of ribbon, wrap it around the center, and pinch and hot glue the ends to the back of the bow. Then I will dovetail and seal the edges of the ribbon with a lighter. Now I'm taking this small sign that I got from Hobby Lobby last year for 70% off, and I'm going to sand the wording off of the center of the sign. Then I will paint that center area with white paint, and when the paint is dry, I will distress it a bit by sanding it. Now I'm taking one of these little bunnies from Dollar Tree and painting it with the color brown oxide. When the bunny is dry, I'm going to use Star Bond super glue to glue the bunny to the center of the sign. I want to attach the sign to the center of the wreath, so I cut the ribbon hanger in half, and then I thread each end around the wire wreath form on either side of one of those little bars. I tie the ends together to secure it to the form, and then to make sure it's really secure, I twist a pipe cleaner around the ribbon. To attach the bow, I'm going to push the ends of the pipe cleaner on the bow through to the back of the wreath and then twist the ends together around the wreath form. For the final step, I'm going to make a little hanger out of another pipe cleaner to hang my wreath, and then this project is complete. Once again, I will have links to all the products that burlapfabric.com sent me in case you guys want to try out any of these projects. Alright guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and I hope it's inspired you. If you did enjoy the DIYs that I've shared with you today, then please show me some love by giving me a thumbs up, commenting, or even sharing this video with anyone that you think might enjoy it. And I also want to just give a big shout out to burlapfabric.com and say thank you for sending me the products to try. And I hope you guys have a great day and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!